In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the step-by-step process to make a punny t-shirt like this. So this is what you will need. For our purposes, the design, we're getting this from Creative Fabrica, and we're going to be using a Cricut machine, a Cricut Explorer Air 2. We'll need the Cricut iron-on vinyl and some Cricut tools to help us, and a heat press machine. And we'll also need the blank t-shirt because we are making a t-shirt. So first step, let's get our design. So we're going to go into Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is a good source for fonts, for different designs, and you can see there some of the details for the design that it can be used on a Cricut machine, and it can also be used for commercial and print on demand usage is also allowed. So that's a really good design for what we are after. So we'll click on that and download it to our machine. Then once we have it on our laptop, we can then look for the SVG file, which we will then use in Cricut Design Space. And so now we are in Cricut Design Space. We'll open a new project and we'll go to upload that SVG file that we just downloaded to our laptop. So we'll browse to it and bring it into Cricut Design Space just by following the prompts there. Cricut Design Space makes it really easy. In this case, the background is already removed, so we can just step through the process, and I'll bring it into Cricut Design Space just as a single layer because we're just going to be using black heat transfer vinyl or iron-on vinyl. So when the design comes through, it's a really huge design. So I'm just trimming it to size. One thing to note is, first of all, before you get started, measure your t-shirt so you know the length and width that the design needs to be. So now I'm just going back to my design and making sure that it will actually fit on the t-shirt. So I'm not really liking the little hearts there, so I'm going to remove those. And to do that, I'm going to be using the contour feature. And that's a really good feature. You're basically just clicking off the parts of the design that you don't want so that you leave just the design that you want to place on your t-shirt. And that actually makes the design different from what it was in Creative Fabrica. So it's just making the design your own by using the contour feature. Once we've sized our design, we are ready. Remember to save your project before you proceed. That way you can come back to it if you need to. So once we've saved our project, it will be now ready to send to the Cricut machine for cutting. So we're just sizing it right on our mat there, and we'll click continue, and we can then pick the type of material that we're going to be using. In our case, it's the iron-on vinyl, and Cricut Design Space will automatically mirror the design for us. Now we go to preparing our materials. Because we are using iron-on vinyl, we need to place the shiny side down when we're placing our vinyl onto the Cricut mat. And we are using just the standard grip mat here for our purposes. And then we'll load the mat and the vinyl into our Cricut Explorer Air 2. And there we go, we're ready to cut our design. Once we're done cutting the design, the next step is to weed the design. So weeding is basically removing the parts of the design that we don't want, so the negative part of the design. So we're just doing that so that we are leaving just the design, which we then press onto our t-shirt. So as you can see me here, I'm just finishing off the weeding process to get our design ready to iron on to our t-shirt. And once we've finished weeding our design, we can now apply that design onto our t-shirt. And we're going to be using a heat press machine for this. So you need to switch it on and set the heat settings as given by the manufacturer of the vinyl. So that's what I have done here. I've set the correct temperature and timing for the type of iron-on vinyl that I'm using. And first of all, I'll use a lint roller to remove any fluff from the t-shirt, and I'll press the t-shirt for just about 5 seconds just to remove any excess moisture from the t-shirt before I place my design on it. I'm using this t-shirt ruler to help me decide the exact center of my t-shirt and also help and guide me as to where to place my design so that it's centered on the t-shirt and appears as professionally as possible. So here I am. What you'll need to do is also to find the center of your design so that you're placing the center of the design in alignment with the center of the t-shirt. So that's what I'm doing here. And then we are ready to start pressing our design onto the t-shirt. And once we are done pressing it, we'll leave the vinyl to cool down a bit because this one is a cold peel type of vinyl. So you need to see the instructions of the vinyl you're using. But there we go. Our t-shirt is done and all good. Done, and ready.
So I hope you enjoyed this video in which I was showing you step by step how you can start a t-shirt business from home using just your Cricut machine. So I hope you can follow along the steps that I've gone through in this video, and I'll leave you watching a video in which I go through what Creative Fabrica is and all the different resources that are available through Creative Fabrica. So for example, all the graphics you can get from there, all the fonts that you can get for a very low monthly price, you can get Creative Fabrica. So I hope you can follow the link in the description to get access to Creative Fabrica and to get access to some free graphics so that you can just try it out and see if you like it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like the type of content I'm posting here, please leave me a like, and I'd be happy to have you as my subscriber as you follow on my journey to make money from home, handmade using your Cricut machine, or also I'm going to be posting more print on demand type videos.